Hello, my name is Professor Rachel Batterham and I'm a doctor and a researcher at University College London Hospital, where my main role is to help people achieve a healthy weight. We know that being active is really important. It makes people feel good, it makes them healthier, and most important of all, it helps their bodies to fight off infections. The coronavirus outbreak means that millions of people around the world are staying at home to protect themselves or others. However, it is key that adults and children stay active during this time. Research shows that being inactive for as little as 2 weeks has a negative effect on health. To help you stay active, we've put together some easy to follow videos. One for older adults and people who are less active, one for healthy adults, and one for children and young people. You don't need much space for these or any equipment, and most of all, we want you to enjoy them and have fun doing them. To stay fit and healthy, the recommendations are that children should be active for 60 minutes a day and adults for 30 minutes a day, but these can be broken up into 10-minute blocks. It's also recommended that people do strengthening exercises at least twice a week. But the key message is every minute counts and make it fun. Be as active as you can. Be active to stay healthy. A few other tips to help you stay healthy during the next few months include planning your food intake, plan your exercise routine, sleep at least 8 hours a night, and if you can, go out into sunlight for 10 minutes every day to improve your vitamin D levels. I'm now going to hand you over to Neville, who's going to walk you through the exercises.
This video is for the older adult, for those who are less active, and for those who have not exercised for a while. The great thing about this video is that you can use it as a warm-up, or you can also use it as a workout. Andrea will show us how simple these movements are. Okay, so let's start our movements here. So you're going to step forward, you want your feet hip width apart. We're going to lift the heels, just light and relaxed. And as we lift the heels, key points to remember: always stay hydrated with exercise, so you drink water before, during and after. Good, keep lifting, stay relaxed, excellent. And in relation to the repetitions, the movements, you want between 10 and 15 repetitions, 10 and 15 times. Good, lifting the heels. So we're going to work from our feet all the way up. The first move we will do is tap of the heel. So we need 10 of these. So 10 times. 1, 2, and relaxed as you can. All the movements standing can be done seated also. How many is that, Andrea? You need to help me with the numbers. 10. Good, but we'll do a few more just on the chair so you can see how easy it is to do these as you're sitting, watching the TV. Tapping the heels in front. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to do a different movement. So we're going to continue to move the body in different directions. So our next move will be tapping to the side. So we start with the feet together, and then we gently step to the side and then come back and change. And again, we're looking at 10 repetitions. Again, the chair. So it's just a step to the side. Keeping that control, perfect tempo. 10 times. Done 10? You didn't tell me. 10 times. Good work. So, just to demonstrate on the chair, again, you can do these while you're relaxing, you're sat down, waiting for the kettle to boil. Tap into the side. 2 more. Last one. Okay. Our next move, we've gone in front, we've gone to the side. Hip width feet apart. Now we're just going to tap the toe behind and then bring it back. And again, all with control. You relax for every movement. You're counting. Good. Excellent. And this one seated, we can leave this one out and just lightly lift the heels. So we're continuing to keep the movement going, doing your full workout. Good. Lifting the knees. Excellent. Next movement, we're going to lift the knees to mobilize the hip flexors, but we want control. So once we lift, we can transfer the weight to the side, just to keep the balance. So you're lifting and slightly to the side, lifting slightly to the side. Good. Again, just to demonstrate the variation on the chair, just to lift and lower. Breathing as you're lifting, keeping the control, perfect tempo. How many, Andrea?
9.
Good work. I'll do a few more because I'm seated. I'll do a few more for you. There we go. Excellent. So we almost finished with the lower body. The final one is the one where we flick the heels behind. So it's a light flick of the heels behind. So lightly flick the heels behind. Good. Great tempo. Careful with the balance. And if you're standing and you feel your balance is wavering, you can use a chair, but be sure it's in a secure position, which we will demonstrate a bit later on. But the seated version of that, we can just lift the heels. Stay relaxed, lifting the heels, waiting for the next movement. Excellent. And now we're going to mobilize the torso. So, with this movement, we're going to step slightly wider than usual in the standing position. Hands on the side of the thighs, head forward, shoulders relaxed. Breathing as you're moving. We're just reaching down. We come back up, we stop. And then go to the other side. That's it. Keep that control. So the aim is not to bounce, not to force the movement. Exactly the same on the chair. Feet in this position on the chair. And we're just literally reaching down. Breathe in for every movement. And keeping that control. That's good. Really good. Excellent. Once you've done 10, is this your last one?
I've lost count.
Last one. Last one. That's why I don't count. Pump in the heels. Again, we're relaxed. So these heel lifts can be done in between the exercises to help you to recover from the movements if you're finding a movement challenging. And now we go to the last one for the torso. So the arms are crossed, approximately chest height, shoulders relaxed, feet can be still for this one. You turn, you let your head follow your wrist, you come back to the starting position, and you go to the opposite side. Breathe in for every movement, keeping that control, so there's no rush. Thinking about the areas we're working each time. And relaxed. Is that 6? Always remembering to breathe. And one tip that can help you if you are prone to not breathing, like me sometimes, count your repetitions lightly. Good, lifting the heels. So you literally can count those repetitions out lightly, and that will ensure you're breathing. That's a good tip. So our next movement, we're going to work on the arms, the upper body, and just mobilize those joints now. And we'll do Andrea's favorite movement, the breaststroke style movement. So we keep the feet moving at the same time and gently part the water nicely. So imagine you're on the beach and you've just walked into the sea, or you're in a nice heated swimming pool, which would work for me, and you're gently moving the arms back, breaststroke style. Loosening up the arms, you're breathing, you're relaxed. feet moving at the same time. Again, can be done seated. Good. 7.
Let's go with that.
8. It's really good. Lifting the heels at the same time. Posture's good. You look relaxed. And relax the arms. And we can keep with the swimming theme because we want to keep movements simple, simple. Exercise sometimes gets complicated, but we're going to keep it nice and simple. So while we're moving the feet, we're going to do the modified backstroke. So just bend elbows, taking the arms back, one arm, then the other. You're keeping the feet moving at the same time. Your torso can move in a way that feels relaxed for you. That's the most important thing with exercise. Your movements work for you. So if you feel any discomfort, any pain, you should stop immediately. Good. That's it. 2 more. Last one. And relax the arms, feet moving, excellent. So just a few more movements, finishing to mobilize the body. We've worked from the feet, we've worked our way up. Now we're just going to mobilize the neck, just keeping it moving. So we're just going to do 4 in total head turns. Your numbers can be ideally around 10, but with the neck, let's just keep it for 4 total. 2 one side, 2 the other side. So while we're moving the feet, slow turn of the head, have a glimpse over your shoulder, back to your starting point, then to the other side. Always breathing, and again you can count. 2, 3, 4, just to be sure that you're breathing. Good. The last one for the neck, quite tricky. This is where I'll show you from this position, and it's just a tilt. So the ear goes toward the shoulder while the feet's moving. We come back up, we stop at that neutral position, then we go to the other side. But your movements are always, as you're perfectly executing, Andrea, slow, controlled. 1 more each side. Fantastic, that's good. Last one. Feet moving, brilliant. So, all the joints have been mobilized. Effectively, you've warmed up. Or if you've not exercised in a while, that could actually be a workout where you start in the morning, you do that before anything else. So, for yourself, that was a warm-up. So we'll do our first strengthening exercise. Okay, so now we've mobilized all your joints. Now we're going to do some leg strengthening movements. And the first one we'll start with will be, it's called leg extensions. So let's secure the chair before we do anything else. So for safety purposes, you always want your chair in a secure position. So we're going to sit, but not straight away. So to help your legs, how you sit day to day can have a good impact on your legs. So shuffle your feet back so you can feel the chair. So that's safe. Then feet are in a good position. When you sit, always keep the head forward, bring your bum behind, and then have a seat. Good, excellent. So perfect sitting. So now we're going to work on the muscles on the front of the thighs. So we're going to do 5 each leg. So you're going to lift 1 leg, hold for 3, 2, 1. Change legs. Lift, hold, and squeeze the thigh muscles. 1, 2, 3, that's 2. Same again. 1, 2, 3. Good. Lift and squeeze, not too high, just focus on tensing the muscles. 2, 3, good, change. Same again, other leg. Not too high, just focus on the tension. 2, 3, is that 6? Yes. 1, tense the muscle. 2, 3, I can see, good. Same again, other side, not too high, we'll focus on squeezing those muscles, it's making them strong. Change legs, lift, tense the muscles, so you can feel the tightness in the muscles, and release. Last one. and release. Then we can lift the heels just to aid recovery, just as we were doing there, just lifting lower. That's it, and then down. Good, so we've worked on the muscles on the front of your thighs, now we need to target the back of the thighs. So just as you sat down, we want the same process when you stand. So keep your head forward, bring the feet back just a little bit. If you've got handles on the chair, use the handles. If you need to use your hands on your thighs, use your hands on your thighs, but you want to use momentum, keep the head forward. So when you're ready, good, stand. Then we go forward and turn the chair around. So if you turn around, we're going to work on the muscles in the back of the legs. So step forward, fingertips so you can hold, helps your balance. We're going to stay on one leg only. One leg only, 5 times, lift and hold. So lift and hold and lower. Stay on the same leg for 5. 2. Excellent. 3. And as your balance gets better, you can take one hand off the chair. So that's the thing, if we're inactive or later in life, balance is a thing that can have an impact on all of us. So we can practice these moves. Last one, change legs. Change hands, so just one hand on there, so we're helping our balance. And if you feel insecure with one hand, just use 2. But your balance is fine, Andrea, so you're okay. Is that 4 or 3? 2 more. Excellent. 1 more. Perfect. Then we're going to go back to our position, feet moving. So that's a great leg exercises from a seated position. If you're been exercising a little bit more, then you can possibly try the squats. If your back is okay, hips are okay, knees are okay. So the first position with the squats to try would be maybe a half squat. So just to see the technique, if you face that way for me, Andrea, you're going to have your shoulders relaxed, your arms relaxed, you're going to bring your bum behind and you're going to raise your arms. So only go halfway down to usual. So just halfway down, shoulders relaxed, and then we come back up and then relax the arms. Your arms always relaxed. So do 4 like that. 2. Breathe in all the time, in and out, in and out. That's it, generating, getting the legs strong. That's it. Good. Now we're going to go 6, because you're an experienced-ish exerciser. You have exercised in the past, but not a while. But we'll still try the deeper ones. Let me know how you feel. How you feel is more important than doing the exercise. So you have to feel comfortable. So 6 times. Keep breathing. First 1. Come back up. Relax the arms. 1. Breathing in and out. This is good. 2. Back up and relax. How does your back, knees, hips feel?
Yeah, good.
Excellent. Keep breathing in and out. Have the arms relaxed. Is that 3? 3 more. And the tempo is perfect. To target the lower body, you want your tempo exactly like this. Good. Breathing in and out, or counting. You could hear your counting, you know you're breathing. Good. And then just to loosen off the legs, just a light flick of the heels to help loosen the legs off. So there are 2 types of strengthening movements you can do. One, seated, where you target the front of your thighs and then you stand and do the back of your thighs. And then we have our squats. Now we're going to target the upper body. So to do so, we're going to use a table. You can use the wall, and some experienced exercises use the floor. But let's start with the table. Okay. So I'd like you there, please. And what I'd like you to do, Andrea, is to start your position with the meat of your hands on the corner. So that will stop you sliding. So the meat is here. Then you walk your feet back to a place that's comfortable with your hands roughly hip width apart. And your aim is to gently bend the elbow, not too deep. Just like how we started the squats, back up. We did half squats. We can go half of the movement with the press ups, first 1. And breathe out when you come up. 2's good. 2. 3. That's it. Always breathe in. 4. And the body is fixed and moving in a line. 1 more. 1 more. And then stand tall and relax. Move the feet. Sometimes if it feels as if you're struggling, you don't need to continue on and on and on and on. You can have a break and then we go back. So we're going to do another 5. So same again, set yourself up, get the position right, meat of the hands on the corner of the table, body's fixed. Control as you bend, breathe out as you go back. 1. 2. 3. 4. 1 more. 5. Excellent. Stand tall, feet moving. So just for safety purposes, because you're stronger than you think you are of your upper body, but if we go back to that position, press up position, coming away from that position, so go back to that position. Good, imagine you've just finished. Ideally, walk your feet forward and then stand tall. Good, perfect. Okay, let's step back. Let's get this chair moved. Feet moving. Good. So, absolute, basic, hopefully simple movements that we can all do. If you're an older adult, not exercising as often as you like, not exercise for a long time, mobilize the joints. 1 movement for your lower body, 1 movement for your upper body. Finished. A great thing to do right at the end is to stretch, but keep to the absolute minimum for your stretches until you feel better and understand your body a lot more. So we're going to do 2 movements. 1 stretch for your upper body, and we're going to do 1 for the lower body. And there are loads of stretches, but you can stick to the absolute minimum. So while you move your feet, you're going to place your hands on your hips, or you can place your hands behind, whichever one feels comfortable for you. And that's the term to remember, what feels comfortable for you. Gently bring the elbows back, pull the tummy in, keep your head neutral, keep breathing, hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. Great for your posture. That's why we're choosing this one as the one for the upper body. Keep breathing, hold that position. You want 20, 30 seconds. Let's do 20 seconds. Feet moving, so again, you continue to promote the circulation. And relax the arms, loosen off the arms. And then the last one we're going to do for the calves, the back of the lower leg. So we'll use the chair. Chair is secure. Hold on to the chair. And then you want 1 leg back, 1 forward. Gently bend the front knee. So the front knee, gentle bend, very gentle. The aim is to push down on the back heel. Sometimes if you don't feel the calf engage, you may need to bring the leg a little bit further back and focus on pushing the heel down. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Good. Head relaxed. Hold that. Again, approximately 20 seconds. How does that feel?
Yeah, good.
Okay. Can you feel it in the back of the lower leg?
Yes.
Excellent. That's where you want to target the stretch. You want to feel the stretch. 20 seconds. We're nearly finished. My watch is not good. Change legs. My watch is not good. I can't count. We keep moving. So flat, good. Gently bend. Hold that position. 20 seconds. Relax the shoulders. That's it. And the knees are not bent too far forward. This is the perfect position. Straight line from your head down to your heel. Straight line. And release. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.